student loan debt apparently are back. A recent Wall Street Journal story highlighting a man with more than $1 million in student loan debt. And he's not alone. According to the Education Department, 101 people owe over $1 million in federal student loans. This is up from 14 people 5 years ago. Joining us right now is the author of Retire Inspired, Ramsey Solutions financial expert, Chris Hogan. Chris, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm just trying to understand how you rack up $1 million in student loan debt. What does college cost? $100,000? About $100,000.
Yeah, 70 to 100 grand at a top school.
$1 million in student debt. How do you do that?
Well, Maria, it's pretty easy for people that are unaware. I mean, you walk into the financial aid office and you keep signing documents year after year. It's an epidemic. And it's scary to look at this and to see just how much this individual and 101 others have this dollar amount stacked up against them. It's a massive mountain, and they're going to need a game plan to get out of it.
All right, what's the game plan, Chris? What do you do with this? How do you get out of this kind of significant student loan debt?
Well, number one, let's stop borrowing. Like, change your mentality. You can't borrow your way out of debt, so stop that. Number two, I want you to start to budget. Begin to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. That means if you're married, sit down with your spouse, talk about it, and let's set some parameters on what you're going to spend. The third option is take an extra job. As you get this extra job, I want you to send every dollar amount toward that debt. It doesn't go to increase lifestyle, send it directly there. And then the final step is to really downsize your lifestyle. That means look at selling your home if you have to, look to rent if you need to, but you're going to have to work and work hard to get out of $1 million of student loan debt.
Chris, it's only 101 people, though. I know that maybe exemplifies the number of people who...
So... The only advice I can give to you, and like I said, what's funny is about 50% of the audience on this channel is international, and I bet you a lot of them get free college. So it is a problem in the US, this student loan thing, and this is basically modern slavery. This is, you know, they got rid of slavery, and so the slave masters, the central bankers or whoever was like, you know, we can't make them slaves, so let's just create this thing called student loan where you can't even bankrupt out of it. And that's the whole idea of a loan, is that you're getting charged interest because there's a risk to the person lending you the money. But our government decided to create this giant scam called student loan debt, and basically it's not even a real debt because you're not allowed to bankrupt out of it. And that's the whole idea of a debt. And then they charge you like 8, 9, sometimes 10% interest on a debt you can't bankrupt, which is just the biggest freaking hustle. So if you are thinking of any kind of education, be very, very careful. I would even say the Tai Lopez YouTube course for $500 is sometimes a better deal than some of these public universities in the US that want to put you in 100 grand, 200 grand of debt. So just be very, very careful. And what's interesting is that end part of the downsize your lifestyle and pay down your debt. Man, they do a really good job of promoting serfdom. I mean, basically what they were saying is like, oh, by the way, you're now a serf. You know, continue to work. You just give the money to your master, and it's okay because like when you die, after you're done paying your debt, you'll go to heaven or something. But man, change that right away, guys. So I do feel like you should downsize your lifestyle, but instead of paying down your debt, figure out a way. If you are in $1 million of debt, figure out how to bankrupt out of it. And if you cannot bankrupt out of it, buy crypto. Why would you buy crypto? Because they can't seize that asset. So literally, if you're a college student and you do have $1 million of debt and you're working at Starbucks or somewhere crappy, buy as much crypto as you can. Go get like a KuCoin account or a Binance account, some offshore account. Move as much money as you can into that account. And then, yeah, when the creditors come knocking, you have no assets. They have to either eat the debt, write it off. But like I said, if it's a student loan debt, man, that's really, really tricky. I would just consider moving to another country, but I don't know, guys. I think it's a complete scam. If you have large amounts of student loan debt, I personally wouldn't pay it. I would just start siphoning all my money into crypto, into other assets that cannot be foreclosed on, and just give them a big fuck you, because that it is ridiculous that we allow people to get in. I mean, the people that are usually in $1 million of debt are like dentists and, you know, healthcare professionals that are going to be making 400, 500, 300 grand. So that's more reasonable. But yeah, if you racked up 200-300 grand of debt and you can't even get like a real job, start buying crypto and figure out how not to pay the debt. Do not become a serf. Anyways, completely random article. I'm going to share a little bit more of this on Fox News. Let me know what you guys think about this. Bye.